level. Going up.
Sound Transit does not tolerate harassment. Please report any harassment to security or transit employees.
Going down.